I have no idea if people actually want to see this video or if I'm going crazy, but what's up everybody? Today we're going to do a video. I'm going to call this, by the way, we're on China server, my China server alt, which is important because I already have a great team on my main for this, but I thought, hey, I have a few good teams here. I have triple S, I have regular S, double S. Apparently we don't have anything for the Light Rift Beast. I think a lot of people are gonna, let me know in the comments below if you want to see something like this on the Light Rift Beast, which I could do. But right now I was going to do something for the Water Rift Beast. So I had a lot of food because this is my China server alt. I really haven't made any new 6 stars in a while. Well, before today, I really hadn't made any new 6 stars. I was just like upgrading things like with whatever rainbow mons I had. And I'm like, I don't know what I necessarily, I'll 6 star something later, right? I'll decide what I need to be 6 starred, and then I'll 6 star something to fit a specific need instead of what should I 6 star next. I wanted to, it's more important to 6 star something to fit a purpose. Like, okay, my next objective in the game is X, therefore I will 6 star this in response to me needing to 6 star something for this specific area. I think a lot of people do that, but some people also don't do that and like, I don't know what to 6 star next, and not know what they want to do next, right? So anyway, to make a long story even longer in traditional bagel fashion, we had a few good ones of these. We have a triple S one for here. We need to do a Light Rift Beast team, but I'm more concerned about this water team for right now. So this is the S rank water team. There's a few things that we can do. It's actually not a bad team. There's a few things that we can do to make it better. So, yes, spoiler from, it's only a minute and a half. Spoiler, this does involve twins. I'm sorry, we'll talk about the things that we could do without twins, but, alt account, not great runes. We're gonna see what we can do. Let's just use it. So a few things. The Hraesvelg is good for kind of good. The 2 water girls are actually fine here. The Hraesvelg is really good because he can self-sustain, so he could be in the front line. He also increases his own attack gauge. He also attack power buffs, which is important. He also has a brand. So Hraesvelg, for so many reasons, is one of the best units for this water rift. By the way, I'm one of the best. I have one of the best scores for the water rift on my main server, my global server. It's on at least the top. I mean, maybe it went down. I don't know. Let me check. Let me check at the time that I'm recording this. Where we are for my main. We did go down. So I'm ranked 38. Wow. 38 is still in the top 100, but yeah, 38. So we'll have to. You know what? My units aren't skilled up. My twins, my wind twins aren't skilled up. So that number will go up after they just get more damage output from them. So if I skill them up and farm more, I'll just be higher because I'm just using something that's not skilled up. Okay, so a few things. Wind BK, great here. This Rakshasa, this Wind Rakshasa is actually not that bad. But we can do more damage output. I really do like her. I mean, like, this is why we're getting S rank on it already, is things like that. The twins. But, like, you see, the Wind Rakshasa is, like, she's kind of... You know when you say, like, oh, this unit has the extra chance to violent proc? Wind Rakshasa actually has an extra chance to proc. It's built into her passive. She will always get more additional turns than everything else. If you go look at the data, always get it. So, so let's take a look at what happens here. Let's try to assess the situation and then see what happens after that. We lost our front line, which after you lose your front line, it's like a downhill battle, right? We don't have any healer, so we can do it without any healer, but we have to do enough, just crap out enough damage to be able to do it without any healer. The healer that we had was a fire healer, which is not good, right? So you can do the attack buff. Actually, it's not. Well, we got an A rank, but we didn't beat him, so we lost our Colleen. So what can we do? No. What can we do to do this? To finish it, to make this better? A few things. Lucian really isn't that great here. I'm sorry, kiddies, but Lucian really isn't that great here. Let's go to prepare. Lucian, this is an AoE. You don't need an AoE because you're only one target, right? The defense on these Rift Beasts is really nothing. It's not you know, it's the ignored defense is irrelevant on these Rift Beasts. It's great for Arena. It's great for Giants B10. It's amazing. Arena, it's amazing. But for Rift Beasts, this doesn't matter. The biggest things for this Rift Beast are, well, you also want attack gauge increase. Things like Bernard are great here, but we're going to attempt to do it without Bernard. Spoiler alert, we're going to attempt to do it without Bernard. Because we're just like, we're kind of skipping a step. We're like, yes, we could build Bernard for more sustain. I have, I think, a 5-star Bernard on here, but Bernard can actually tank the front line too, because Bernard's got decent base stats, like base defense is like 700 and something when he's 6-starred. But the Lucian is not super great here. I know. I mean, I know the Lucian is not super great on this account, but Lucian is not super great for this. He's got a great leader skill. Love the leader skill. But as far as his third skill, it really isn't doing as much as it could be doing, right? We've got this Rakshasa. She's not bad, but she could be doing more as well. We could replace her. The Colleen is the weakest link. So what can we do? We could stick another healer in there, right? A wind healer would be great. I don't know if we do have a wind healer, don't we? We have her, which could potentially actually do really nicely because she's a wind tank for the front line, but we're losing out on DPS. So I made a few more 6-stars. We'll take a look at the way I have them. They're weird. They're ruined weird. We do need to change this though. We are going to skip a step though. We're not going to just go for that. We're going to try to have units in the front that self-sustain enough to not die, and we're going to just try to crap out enough damage, just too much damage. This way, we beat him before he really starts to do damage to us. So it should be irrelevant. So we have the Lucian there. We're going to do her in the front line. Why are we going to do her in the front line? Attack power leader skill is amazing. Amazing attack power leader skill. It's only for, yeah, these amazing runes though. Attack crit damage attack. We'll upgrade the runes. I'm not going to show that on video, the upgrading the runes. We'll skip that. No, not skill ups, but we do have this. Recovers an excessive HP recovery converted into a shield, right? So then we have this guy. We do need to improve his HP. We do also need to skill him up. Skilling up the third skill is actually very necessary. Skilling up the second skill is kind of necessary too for the brand, unless we have something else that brings a brand. But we do have this. He heals himself while it's on cooldown. So that's nice. The twins are because they provide a lot of damage. We have a defense break. We have multiple debuffs here. Twins provide a lot of damage. I'm gonna use these other twins. I know. Oh, the twins. We'll talk about some things that we could use instead of twins if we don't have the twins.
Bagel doesn't shut the fuck up. If you guys want to see the results, click here.
Damage crit rate. We don't need to go too crazy with the speed for this. Attack crit damage attack is just, some of them are weird, but I will show you. We will make it work. We will make it very lovely. If we didn't have, like, I know some people might be like, oh, we'll use Charlotte because Charlotte's a wind damage dealer. She's attack based unit. She's a wind unit. She's not going to do a crazy amount of damage. This is AoE. This is AoE. Basically, when you have AoE skills, when you have a unit with AoE skills, bringing them into Rift Beast, unless it's, for example, the Fire one where AoE is great, the AoE generally does less damage per unit, right? So you have the AoE, you have Area of Effect skill. It'll affect multiple enemies, but the drawback to that is it usually has a lower multiplier per enemy you hit. So you're missing out on that that damage per unit when you have it affect multiple units. That's just really a general RPG thing, not necessarily even just for this game. That's just general RPG mechanics, fundamentals of RPGs. So we're going to build this team, and then we're going to see. We got an A+. We've got an S before, but we're going to see how good we can do. Hopefully we have skills for that BK. That third skill is kind of important on that BK. You know what? I bet we could even use Mav for this as well. But we do need an attack buff, right? So we can't just use Mav. I'm thinking like we could use Mav for the front line if we had it. So for Water Rift Beast, and I think people are gonna maybe be interested in this for the Light Rift Beast too. But for Water Rift Beast, let's see. We're looking for big single target burst damage units, right? Actually, you know what? Mav has sustain as well. He doesn't bring attack buff, but he would actually be good for the front line for this. Wind unit, so he takes less damage, he does more damage, and he reduces cooldowns and heals himself. So what is this guy? Actually, this guy wouldn't be that bad either. Defense break, right? And then he has a heal on him as well. So he has actually 2 heals. So 2 heals, weakens attack power, which if you have units that do damage based on multiple debuffs, that would be great. Who else is really good? I love Orang here. Orang. I love Orang here. This guy, Roger, actually, relentless attack, random enemies, 4 hits, increases attack gauge. Increased attack gauge is great against the Water Rift Beast. Plus, he does all this is random hits are going to be against 1 unit actually. This remove beneficial effect is nothing. This ignore defense is not really as important. This girl is phenomenal here. Various harmful effects according to the attribute relation. So if it's a water unit, it does one thing. If it's a fire unit, it does one thing. If it's a wind unit, it does another thing. For debuffs for the first skills. I don't remember exactly. It's like a sleep, defense break, attack break. I think it's a sleep if they have element advantage. Like if it's a fire unit, it'll put it to sleep. But if it's a unit that they have advantage over, it'll do defense break. I'm trying to think, but yeah. This damage according to attack speed is great. This leader skill is phenomenal. I mean, like, she is a great leader skill. 35%. And this increased crit damage is wonderful as well. And you can even put her on Vampire and put her in the front row, and it's pretty solid. Don't build this guy, but that's my input there. Don't build this guy. Irwin, actually I never tried Irwin. No, continuous damage is irrelevant. This guy actually could do decent damage, but there's just better stuff for that. This guy's awesome for here. The leader skill, it's not the, no. But this Death Blow is really awesome in groggy state when you have multiple debuffs. Then we have multiple debuffs here, and we have heals himself over here. 30% of the inflicted damage, and we do a lot of damage. The damage is amplified on the Rift Beasts, so that's why you see like 1,000,000 damage. You're like, I don't do 1,000,000 damage when I'm in arena. Like, you don't do 1,000,000 damage in arena, unless you're like corrosive, and then you do 1,000,000 damage in arena. But phenomenal unit for the Water Rift Beast. This is another great unit for the Water Rift Beast, because defense break just does big damage, single target, big damage. Who else do I like here? Actually, he's not bad for the front line as well, because he's got a multi-hit defense. It doesn't matter, the multi-hit doesn't matter, but he's a great unit for the front line. For his attack power is for arena, so it's irrelevant there, but he's a decent unit for that. He could do decent damage, but he doesn't bring too much aside from the damage. This puts things on skill cooldown, so like you could do Samoth, put him on cooldown. Pretty interesting. And then this is a defense break, but it's not what I would use. This is kind of interesting just for damage. Beneficial effects, who cares? Remove one beneficial effect, doesn't matter. Defense break here is good. And then this just like random hits, but it's all one. It's all one target, so it's just for damage and a little defense break. She could be useful. Praise Philip. God tier in here. God tier. This guy's not bad. He does all single target damage. He has 2 skills that do a defense break. He just provides a lot of DPS. These girls are, of course, amazing here. Amazing. Just because they always, every time they hit, the other one hits. You know what Boomerang and Chakram do. I don't need to explain to you why any of that. Tashar, phenomenal here. Legmaron, phenomenal here. Pungbek, not as good here. I haven't tried Pungbek on my main, but I'm sure he could actually work just fine. Feng Yan is actually not bad for the front line. He's a defense tank, and he heals himself, and he also increases attack gauge, which is really nice. This Wind Homunculus is also really awesome here. You can build him different ways, of course, but Winter Monk goes really awesome here. I haven't tried, well, I mean, I can't try Skogul, but, it's not, I'm sure he's not bad, but what does he do again? That's irrelevant. Decreased attack speed is at least another debuff, so if you're using something like, Wind Vampire Argon, could be nice. Continuous damage is nothing. Decreased defense is important here. Self-increased attack gauge. I mean, you can stick him in, but just dumb damage, basically. He just doesn't really do... He's got a defense break and some damage. So, I really... You know what? Don't I have him 6-starred on my main? Don't I have Logan 6-starred on my... Hold on, do I? She's got a defense break and attack power buff, and she does pretty decent damage. So those are just different options for that. I'm trying to think of, like, what else I'm possibly missing. Don't you do a brand? You do a brand. And HP, Disturb HP recovery is at least another debuff for things that do multiple damage based on enemy debuffs. But just to recap, amazing, 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 semi-amazing, amazing. What else do we see? Amazing, amazing, and yeah, amazing. Those are the ones that we want the most. Oh, and amazing. And who else? I'm kind of curious of things like you never build him. Don't build him. But anyway, a little curious. And Bernard is actually really good. He's not going to provide much damage output, but he's got debuffs. So anyway, oh, and really good as well. So anyway, let's. Actually, hold on. You are not bad either, aren't you? He's got speed leader, which we don't care about. We mostly want attack power leader skills. Attack power leader skill. We actually search for leader skill. Attack power. And we can see, yeah, a rank. This is oh, this is attack power everywhere. So we don't even need. Why do we even have a Lucian in there? Because we don't actually need a Lucian. I forgot she had attack power leader skill. But this is only for guild battles. So those are the ones we want to try using. Anyway, we will 17 minutes. Let's I mean time lapse, but I talk way too much. Okay, so anyway, we're using some of the things that we see that are good for that, and we'll see how it is in the end. Alright, so it is the next day. I know I look exactly the same, but I promise you it's the next day. We leveled these girls up to max level. We 6-starred the other, whichever one we didn't have 6-starred before. We maxed the runes out, attack or damage attack. She's on attack or damage. I didn't max this out. I didn't max it out. I'm sorry, it's a 5-star rune. I'm not that in love with it. People clearly texting while we're trying to do videos. And then we have attack or damage attack on her. She's on double energy, but it's just whatever had decent enough runes to work. So it should work. I put him on HP, so he does less damage. I didn't actually try this out yet, but I just noticed that he might be a little too squishy for the front line. I would like to have more attack power, more defense on him. I really want him to be really well statted overall, but again, alt account, China server account, so I could not get him statted well enough. We can actually see if we can put that on there, but this is like kind of one of those weird situations. It's like, oh, you got some swift runes that don't necessarily have a lot of speed on them, and can we even use these? So we'll keep we'll do a little grinds. I know you guys are gonna be like, oh my god, using hero grinds on we'll use some blue ones, that's fine. Using hero grinds on non-premium runes. But alt account should be fine. Well, hopefully we'll be able to do it. The issue that I have here though, we can't get the HP. Okay. So the issue that I have is mainly this. Well, the second skill I would like to have cooldown -1. That's really important. I mean, not really. It's kind of important. But this resentment, this I feel might seriously hinder us because it's reusable in 4 turns. I could not scale him up. I have no other BKs in storage. I have no Devilmons or anything. So this might be one of the big things holding us back. I don't have a Chasoon built on this. I think I might have a 5-star Chasoon somewhere. Which Chasoon actually can be nice. With this Amuse, reasonable 3 turns, can actually be nice for the front line as well. But at least the Hraesvelg is more endgame. Chasoon is more like like for beginners and transitioning, but like for a nice wind unit that has attack buff that can tank the front line. So Chasoon Bernard front line is probably going to be fine for a lot of people. But we're trying to do all DPS. All DPS. So this is our old best score. Get ready for that to change though. So like I mentioned before, like she heals herself, but she heals herself based on damage, right? So she heals herself based on damage. He doesn't heal himself based on damage. He just heals himself 10% every turn when that's on cooldown. So I feel like maybe it might be a better idea to have a little tankier on him. I don't want to ultimately have him tanky, like HP on slot 6, but I just feel like he might die and then it's going to go downhill if that happens. And then we have, of course, the cheat mode, the twins. Again, they don't need to be necessarily the twins, but I mentioned some other units that, also Fran's not too bad here, but I don't even know how our Fran is, we could actually use the Fran probably. If push comes to shove. Instead of Hraesvelg, we could use possibly the Fran. What is her cooldown on this? Okay. But she doesn't have, well, she does have immunity, she does have heal. We'll try with this. If this doesn't work, we'll try the Fran. We'll see how the Fran works, but this should be a pretty solid team. I mean, I'm feeling good about this. I could change my mind when we die in 15 seconds with no heal, but I'm feeling not terrible about this. So you got the attack buff, we got a lot of damage. I hope we survive. No healer. No actual heal. So look at all those debuffs, and he's got the brand, and now we're just gonna crap out damage. What was our old best score? 2 million something? Oh, so he's got the attack power buff again. So, I mean, this attack power buff is... He's just cycling turns enough to make sure that even without his full skill ups... Wasn't that like what we, like, wound up having at the end? As far as damage? Spooky scary. But we're kind of almost ignoring the fact that we want things that increase our attack gauge. We're kind of almost just ignoring that. Ooh, Orang died. I thought she was gonna last longer than that. That's scary. So let's see how much damage we do overall here. Aside from Orang dying, it'd be nice to get some defense breaks. No? Okay. Well, hey, who needs defense breaks? We did do a lot more damage though. Maybe we'll stick the Fran in. We'll try the Fran. Or we can just try it again with Orang, but... Spooky. Because he does more damage when they have the blue on them. But he's going to do a lot of damage to that Hraesvelg now, unfortunately. We did do more damage overall, but we didn't have enough sustain. You know what? Also, I could upgrade my towers. Because as soon as the first domino falls, we have issues. But I could also do a little bit of tower upgrades for it to work better. Okay. We still did better. We still did 400,000 more damage. But we didn't quite get it. Oh, hooray. So let's try this again. Let's try with Fran frontline instead of Hraesvelg. She's got the heal. I don't... Is it gonna be enough though? Is it gonna be enough? I guess we'll see. We'll see. But I really like that Hraesvelg endgame is gonna be the better option. Because of the brand, because of the extra damage. Because Fran's not really providing any damage, and she doesn't have element advantage like the other ones do. So, we'll do what we can do, but let's see if we can get the win. Oh, defense break. Yay. Defense break. Okay, we got another attack buff. So she has the attack buff just more often in general. The immunity is actually going to be kind of nice here, though, too. And she's got Vile Runes, you know? So. Okay. 1602. Were we? I think we were a little bit further in damage the first time. Alright, so she's got the Fairy Blessing. Attack power buff. Don't tell me Orang dies again. God damn it, Orang! Okay, so we're seeing that the issue is Orang. If we can keep Orang alive longer, we're in a good spot. 2.4 million damage. We might still be able to deal with this. We're doing quite a decent amount of damage, but as soon as the first one dies, even with double energy, Orang, even with double energy, girl, what am I gonna do with you? And Fran's down. Yeah, Fran can't survive that. So we need a rank to survive. That's the thing. We need a rank to survive. 3.2 million. So still, again, this is better than our best score, but we need a rank to not die. We need her to not die. Okay, so we made Orang a little bit tankier. We're gonna try this again. Actually, we don't have any skill ups for her, do we? We might want to. You know what? That second skill up for her. Not the second skill. The second skill for her. If we can skill that up. I don't know that I see any. We have a few. We have a fire and a dark one, but I think we only have one of each of those. So I don't know if I necessarily want to feed those. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't spend money on this account, so I don't know when we're gonna get another one of those. So let's try again with this BK. We'll try again with him, and we'll see how we do with her. A little bit tankier. Is it gonna be enough? That's the real question. Is it gonna be enough? Because really, again, and I'll say it again, because I know people are gonna keep commenting in chat. They're gonna be like, well, why don't you use Chasun and Bernard? I don't have the 6-star. I don't want to 6-star them. Bernard, I use Kabila on this account. I have Kabila. That's my speedy unit. So why, if we can skip a step, why not try to at least skip a step, right? If I was we could use those. We could use those, and those are good options. But I'm gonna do that. And again, that's what we are trying to do, is we're trying to skip the step of using Chasun and Bernard as frontline. Because you could just Chasun Bernard frontline and then, like, 4 win DPS ones and call it a day. 4 win DPS that have, like, single target burst DPS that have, like, an Ardella or Orang. And then just go from there. Alright, so how much can we do here? It's looking good so far. Please do amazingly. Super amazingly. I wish I had skills for this Orang and Hracevok though. So this is already a better score, but we need to survive. We don't just need a better score, we need to survive. That's the main issue. Okay. So rank's down now, though. The rank's down now, but can we finish off? Can we do enough damage? Ooh, everyone's frozen. See, this would be a great reason to have Fran in here. Okay, but this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. That's GG. That's GG. We did it. No! Oh no! Maybe we didn't do it. Maybe we didn't do it. Okay, never mind. We did. So Rang just survived a little bit longer, and GG. I don't know how consistent it's gonna be. We can upgrade the towers and make it more consistent that way, because our towers aren't super crazy, but Good start. Now we just need to improve our units, runes, and skill things up, because so many things don't have skill ups to improve our consistency. But that is a big difference from A+ to triple S. Let's take a look at the stats on Orang. I had to make her. Orang's got pretty good stats overall. The speed is less important for these Rift Beasts, though. Just in general, you want to just go attack or damage attack and just try to have stat rich, right? Be stat rich, attack or damage attack, element advantage. Skill ups are very important. It's just an alt account, so that's why I don't have the skill ups. Not super pay to win skill ups. We use whatever we have, but it would be great if we got these the second and third skilled up. I don't care as much about the other ones, but the second and third skill ups. We have no skill ups for this twin. We have no skill ups for this twin. I don't even know how many skill ups we have for these, the water ones. Oh, the water ones are in storage. Let's take those out. We also could use the Wind Lich. I think I mentioned that in the first part, but that was yesterday, so. There's the stats on him. Tankier, does less damage, but I wanted him to survive the front line. That was kind of the point. And need skill ups. Need skill ups on this. Big difference in resentment skill ups. Big difference. No skill ups. I mean, there's very little skill ups across the board, and we were able to. And weird runes, double energy blade. Can we just look at the? Yeah. Try to do the best with what you have. Alt account, not pay to win. Spent a little bit of money, but a little bit. You see, we don't have a lot of skills for anything. So, anyway, yeah, some weird stuff, but it works. I think she's on. Oh, that would work even better if she was on attack or damage attack. She doesn't need to be speed or damage attack for that. But she should be attack or damage attack. But I think I just needed her to be speed for damage attack for some reason. But anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you guys did. Maybe you guys are like, we don't care about this. Or maybe you guys, this is what it probably, a whole comment section full of, oh, another video on the twins. Dislike, eat a dick, go die in a corner, bagel. I know the comment section. Just 4 years of doing this, I know the comment section. Anyway, that's for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next one.